First I had enumerated which are the different types of data, and now we come to how this data is kept in the hospital. So we have the electronic health records, which on the slide you will see that they can be pre-designed, and each type of patient will have a recorded electronic health record, where it is very easy for the treating healthcare worker to write down the important findings without wasting much time, so that more time of the healthcare worker is given to the patient care and they are not bogged down by the data collection. The next part is the administrative data which is required, and that usually is of benefit to the hospitals for sharing the data with the other agencies who work parallel with the hospitals to analyze the data, which will help the administrative changes that need to be done during pandemic situations. Claims data is related to the patient insurance, and that needs to be captured in different formats which are there, so that it can be readily given to the patient who can then benefit from the insurance claims. So there are separate forms for that. Patient and disease registries which are there. So right from the time the patient is admitted into the hospital, be it the outpatient or the casualty or in emergency, so there are different formats in which very easily you can collect the data. There are some data which comes from the health surveys, like for example during the COVID-19 pandemic. In the initial first phase, whenever a patient came positive, there was an entity called contact tracing. So we need to do surveys in and around the patient, where a patient's household, who had come in contact with them, were they infected, do they need to come to the hospital for testing. So these health surveys data will also be collected in the hospital setups. And of course, as mentioned earlier, being a medical college, we have a lot of research which goes on over here, which may benefit the patient care, and that is the clinical trial data which is there. Now, how do we generally maintain? You have collected it, but how will you maintain it for future reference? So there are documents which are called as registers, which vary. There are, at any given time, there may be anywhere from 90 to 100 registers which are maintained of different types, so that they can be easily accessible. Now this is a method which actually the computers have now slowly replacing it. Otherwise, for many years, registers were the backbone for data collection and data storage. Record books are also available, where specific disease related or specific entity of the hospital management records are kept. Now all this has transitioned into the various different type of computers and the HIMS systems which are there. So slowly the paper record keeping is going down in the hospitals. When you are taking rounds with the patient, you can't go to a desktop and make the entries. So now we have the tabs which are available, or laptops which are taken around from one patient to the other, and direct entry of the daily patient changes are made into that. Also the treatments are entered directly, which are then integrated to the pharmacy, from where the nurses can access the treatment of the patients. And of course, the entire hospital, through the various types of hospital information management system, is interconnected, and slowly everything is now becoming paperless, and all the records are now maintained through these systems. So let us see what happens to a hospital setup. From where will the patient come? Many times the patient will directly be coming to the hospital as a self-referral. Patient is unwell and they just walk into the hospital from home. Now, if they are relatively well but need to be seen in a non-emergency situation, they would be going to an outpatient department. And if they are really sick and need immediate management, you will find them entering the emergency room. At this both the places, what data is collected is the first contact data which is there, and nowadays with the HIMS system you can also capture the photograph of the patient, the details and all the identification marks which are there, and a paper is generated which then goes to the doctor for further evaluation. The second place from where the patient will come is from the home. They first go to their family doctor or their general practitioner, and then they may come to the government hospital or any private hospital where they would like to go. Here you will have some data of the health record that is generated by the first contact doctor. That could be the family physician, general physician or any other doctor before they reach a tertiary care hospital. The next type of patients which come to a government hospital are from private hospitals where they are admitted, and maybe for financial reasons or for any other reasons they will be transferred to a government hospital or from a small private hospital to a tertiary care referral hospital. We have a huge network of the Department of Health Services which look after the districts and the rural areas, and after certain level, when the management is not possible at these rural area hospitals, the patient with the use of the ambulance gets referred to a tertiary care hospital. So data that comes in with the patient is actually generated from the rural hospital, and in the ambulance what happens to the patient, that is another data, and then they enter into a tertiary care hospital. So that is another place where you will have a lot of data generated. Unfortunately, some of the patients are brought dead to the hospital, maybe because they were delaying in seeking health care, or the patient was so ill that during the transport we lose that particular patient. And during the present pandemic, we have seen a large number of such brought dead patients who were brought in by the relatives from home or were found on the road or the hotels by the police, and then or during the ambulance transfer from one hospital to the other or from the home to the hospital. So here the data that is generated, it is of medico-legal importance, and the data capture sheets are different for these patients. Now, who should be collecting this data? Ideally, the doctors are supposed to be responsible primarily for the patient care, but they also need to be a part of data collection of the clinical material, basically what is wrong with the patient and what are the findings they have observed. But when it comes to entry into the HIMS system, we have trained hospital data entry operators, and if we have a good setup of our data entry operators who know the medical terminologies, data keeping can be very easy, and most of the time which the doctors spend on data collection and capture could be better utilized for patient care. So in reality, if you go to see, if you don't have a data entry operator who is well versed with the medical data capture, then you will see that a lot of our residents, the resident medical officers or even the faculty, like in the present situation, right from professor onwards, everybody is involved in data management. So is the nurses and the clerks, who may not be trained enough to know the importance of the right data collection. So in reality, things may be different, ideal situations may be different, and in pandemic, I think so everybody needs to know how data is to be collected.